Good evening and welcome to 2onthefrontline.com and 2onthefrontline Facebook. My name is Gary Larson. Today is July 3rd, Sunday, 2016, one day from Independence Day. I hope it's kind of quiet here today, but we do have some 4th of July things going on in the neighborhood. And I also have an autistic child across the street. So if you hear anything in the background, and I want to talk for a minute about autism, and I want to talk a minute about vaccines. I encourage all of you, each and every one of you with children, and even if you don't have children, to watch the movie Vaxxed. Absolutely incredible movie that has the CDC admitting that vaccines cause autism and many other ailments among the population. I know you're probably sick of hearing this and that about vaccines, but I tell you what, you've got to see this movie. They're talking about one in two children soon will be autistic, and that is a terrible crime that obviously can be avoided. So please take the time to watch that movie. If I drop a couple F-bombs during this video, please forgive me, but there's a lot of stuff that really pisses me off going on. One of them is Hillary Clinton. Hillary was investigated by the FBI yesterday, actually grilled by the FBI, talked to about her misuse of email, and just basically her overall lying on a number of topics. And remember, folks, we've got two choices this election. We've got Donald Trump and we've got Hillary Clinton. And I'm not saying either one. And I know Hillary's not worth a damn. Trump, who knows about Trump? Is he real? Is he phony? Is he part of the cabal? I have to believe that he is, or he would be dead by now. It just goes to show the type of people running this world, and why we speak out against them. And of course, when we do speak out against them, we're berated, we're belittled, we're conspiracy theorists, even though we know what they do and why they do it. Evidently, Hillary probably won't get prosecuted on this whole thing. Bill met with the Attorney General, and there'll be some, Bill Clinton, there'll be some way that she's going to get out of this in the long run. We see a lot of things going on geopolitically. Big bombing in Baghdad today. Does that surprise anybody? I mean, the country has just been in total turmoil since the U.S. invaded. And they did invade. Over a decade ago already. Bangladesh, there was some problems in Bangladesh, some people killed. And I'm going to talk for a minute about Orlando. The mass shooting that took place at the Pulse nightclub. Did it happen? Who knows? Did people get killed? Who knows? We've seen so many news reports. Right away, these people, and these people I'm talking about the mainstream news, they're all over this as if this is fact. This is absolute fact. And then we come to find out later that the facts change so much. And that's a major indicator that a false flag has happened, because the story is seized upon by the mainstream news. It's bent to the way that they want it to go, whether that's gun control or rights or whatever it is. And then within a couple of days, we start hearing different stories. We come to find out that it didn't really happen the way CNN said it happened or ABC said it happened. And the government hires crisis actors. They use crisis actors in many of these fake scenarios. And I'm not saying nobody didn't get killed. I'm sure there may have been some people killed at that nightclub. But it's embellished, and it's right away, here's the president comes out, and right away it's a gun problem. It's not a Muslim problem, it's a gun problem. It's an American gun problem, which is pure bullshit. But that's the way they work with these false flags. We found out so much from Sandy Hook, from 9/11, from San Bernardino, on and on and on. It just is ridiculous. So when you see these things happening, sit back for a minute, gather what you see, and evaluate it as to what you know that these people do. And before long, you'll find out that, yeah, once again, the American people have been taken, and they don't need 100% of the people to believe this. All they need is 80%. So what if 20% know it's bullshit? As long as the 80% know or think it was real, that's all they need, a majority. And the American people, pardon the expression, but they're so dumbed down that they struggle to see past their nose and where their next beer is coming from as to what's really going on. Believe me, I've got nothing against beer, but when that's all your life is drinking and sport and everything else, you're just a lemming for these people to take control of. I put a post on 2onthefrontline Facebook, and it was regarding the Battle of the Somme, and it had a video of bodies, not real bodies, but caricatures of those lost in the first day of that battle. In one day of that meat grinder called the Battle of the Somme, which occurred during World War II in 1916. I mean, they literally chewed the bodies up during that entire campaign. Was the losses were in the hundreds of thousands, but that's the way they operate. I mean, who cares? I know these men enlisted or volunteered under certain circumstances, but you know, these wars they're all run by globalists and corporations. It's all about money. How much money can we make? We know Vietnam was a false flag. The Gulf of Tonkin was a false flag, and that's just the way it is in this world. We see Syria. Syria is going to explode. I mean, you got Russia there bombing the crap out of the American-supported, yes, I said American-supported, ISIS, al-Nusra, al-Qaeda troops. These are all under the control of the CIA and the USA. And Russia is just bombing the shit out of these people. And, of course, the US, well, they don't like that. They want their people protected. They want their proxy army, and a proxy army is what they are. They use them in Libya, they use them in Syria, they use them in Ukraine. Wherever they want to make inroads, they use these Al-Qaeda, ISIS garbage going on. And let's talk a little bit about immigration. You know, again, people are split on immigration. I am not opposed to immigration in any country. But there's laws that need to be followed on any immigration process. If I decided I wanted to go live in Mexico, I want to go live in Acapulco. Not just visit, I want to live there. But I'm not going to apply for citizenship. I'm just going to run across the border, make my way to Acapulco, and I'm going to live happily ever after, right? And if I need help, I'm going to ask the Mexican government to help me. Give me food, give me shelter, give me a driver's license, give me whatever I need to survive in your country. Don't ask any questions of me. I'm just going to be there. How do you think that'll go over? It's the same concept here. When somebody crosses the border illegally, they are a criminal. Period. They're a criminal. And it's like somebody going into a movie theater without paying. All the other people have paid and gone through the proper method, but here's a person sitting there who hasn't paid, who snuck in illegally. Should that be allowed? Should I have to pay for him? And then he has the nerve to ask for free popcorn and free pop and free concessions on top of it. It's that simple, people. It's that simple. The Brexit. Jesus Christ, the Brexit. You know, I don't know what to make of the Brexit. If it's set up or if it's real, I don't know. There's so much controversy around it, and I know a lot of people, especially Americans, have no idea what the Brexit means. But it means that Britain has decided via vote to leave the European Union. The European Union is a non-elected government based out of Brussels, Belgium, that controls Italy, France, and numerous other European nations. Well, Britain decided, stick this, we're out of here. Well, that process doesn't happen overnight. It takes many years. So the card is still out on that whole deal on how that's going to play out, but we'll see. Other than that, I hope everybody has a good 4th of July. Please remember what we're celebrating. I know that it was many years ago, and many have lost touch with the Founding Fathers and the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, but the Constitution is still the law in the United States, and as long as I can operate under that law, that's what I'll do. I'll own guns where I can. I'll speak freely. And all of you should do the same thing. So on that note, I hope you all have a great 4th. I'll keep this short, and Godspeed to all of you. Please join us at our website, 2onthefrontline.com. Thank you. Good night.